Heaven leans near you right now, not in the noise of the world, but in the stillness of your soul. You, who have cried quietly and wrestled with questions no one knows you carry. You, who show up every day with a brave face while your heart screams silently inside. You are not overlooked. The very breath in your lungs is proof that God still has plans for you. No matter how forgotten you feel, there is divine orchestration happening behind the curtain of your life. The pauses in your journey are not punishment, they are preparation. You have not missed your moment, you are being positioned for it. God hides those He honors. And in this hidden place, He is carving something eternal into your spirit. Your struggle has not been in vain. You are not walking in circles. You are being refined by the fire, strengthened for the storm, and molded for a purpose you've yet to see. What feels like delay is divine timing in disguise. Every closed door has a holy reason, and every detour has been a divine protection. God sees your quiet faithfulness, and He is not late. You are stronger than you know, not because life has been easy, but because grace has carried you. You've survived battles that others couldn't see. You've walked through fire with wounds still bleeding, and yet here you are, breathing, hoping, standing. That's not weakness, that's warrior strength. Heaven calls you by a different name than the world does. The world sees broken, God sees chosen. The world sees delay, God sees development. You are being equipped in secret for a victory that will be shouted from rooftops. You're not buried, you're planted. And in due season, what God has planted in you will break through the soil with power and purpose. It may feel slow, but slow growth is stable growth, rooted growth. God is building depth before He brings height. He is preparing a foundation that will never crack under the weight of the blessing He's sending. You are not forgotten, not by heaven, not for a moment. And every ounce of pain is being traded for eternal power. Don't give up now. You're too close. There's a quiet war happening in your mind, one that others rarely see, but God does. He knows the hours you spend battling lies, calming your heart, trying to find peace in a world that often feels too loud. He sees the fight to stay hopeful when everything around you feels hopeless, and He honors it. The angels record every moment you choose light over darkness, every whisper of prayer when you're too tired to speak, every act of kindness when your soul is aching. These aren't small moments. These are spiritual victories. The darkness trembles at the sight of your endurance. You think your faith is weak, but God says it is fierce. You think your hope is fading, but heaven sees it as blazing. It doesn't take loud declarations or perfect obedience to move God's heart. It takes honesty, willingness, and trust. And you've given Him that over and over, even when it hurt. That's faith. That's worship. And that's why heaven is fighting for you. Help is coming. Hold on just a little longer. Stop comparing your pace to others. Your race is unique, and your route is sacred. You don't need to explain your process to people who don't understand your promise. What God is doing in you isn't common, it's custom-made, tailored to your calling. While others seem to be moving faster, God is working deeper in you, and what is built deep will last long. You weren't called to quick success. You were called to eternal impact, and that requires patience, pruning, and perspective. God is writing a story with your life that generations will learn from, a testimony that will outlive you. So don't rush the chapters, don't despise the pauses. Every moment matters. Every step is significant. You're not behind, you're becoming. Becoming someone who can carry the weight of glory without being crushed. Becoming someone who doesn't just talk about faith, but lives it out in silence, in shadows, in surrender. That's rare. That's holy. And heaven smiles over you every day you choose to keep going. Your identity is not up for negotiation. You are who God says you are. Not your trauma, not your past, not your fears. You are chosen, loved, protected, powerful. The world may have tried to label you, but heaven already named you. Before you were born, God knew your story, every scar, every setback, every strength, and He still called you worthy. Not because of what you do, but because of who you are to Him. Stop letting lies live rent-free in your mind. They didn't make you, so they don't get to define you. Only the Creator has the authority to speak over His creation, and He calls you beautiful, brave, whole, even when you feel anything but. Your feelings may fluctuate, but your identity is fixed. You are not what you feel, you are what He finished on the cross. Your story has value, your pain has purpose. Your presence carries weight in the kingdom. Walk like it, pray like it, breathe like it. You are loved beyond words. There's a shift happening in the spirit. You may not feel it, but it's real. You've sown in tears, and the harvest is on its way. The pressure you feel is not punishment, it's the final push before breakthrough. When you're closest to delivery, the pain intensifies. But that's not the time to quit. That's the time to press. Press into faith. Press into worship. Press into promises that haven't manifested yet. The enemy wants you to believe that nothing is changing. But heaven is moving mountains you can't even see. Your prayers are echoing in the courts of angels. Your faith is commanding answers. Don't be surprised when sudden miracles start to unfold. Don't doubt the doors that swing wide. You've waited, you've worshipped. Now it's time. Time for answers. Time for acceleration. Time for divine favor. This is not hype, it's holy timing. The season is shifting. The rain is coming. The barren places will bloom again. Watch what God does. It's okay to not have all the answers. You were never meant to carry the weight of understanding everything. God doesn't ask you to figure it all out. He asks you to trust Him. Faith isn't about control. It's about surrender, and surrender is where peace lives. You've been anxious because you're trying to map out what only heaven can reveal. Let it go. Breathe. Trust that the one who holds the universe is fully capable of holding your life together. He hasn't failed you yet, and He never will. The path may look uncertain, but His presence is certain. He walks with you in the mystery. He leads you when you can't see. He whispers when the noise is too loud. That's what makes Him God. He is constant in your chaos, and He never grows tired of guiding you. You're not too complicated for Him. You're not too lost for Him to find. You're right where you need to be, in His care, in His plan, in His love. You've been holding back, afraid to hope too much, afraid to believe again. Because hope hurt last time. Because disappointment bruised your faith. But hope is not the enemy, hopelessness is. And you were not created to live numb. You were made for wonder, for passion, for dreams that scare you. God didn't give you a timid spirit. He gave you power, love, and a sound mind. Stop living in survival mode. Start believing like someone who knows the author of the story. Your best days are not behind you. They're ahead, waiting for your faith to find them. Hope again. Dream again. Laugh again. You have permission. Not because it's safe, but because it's sacred. Because healing happens when you step into joy, even with scars. Let your heart open. Let your spirit breathe. Let your eyes see possibility. Hope isn't foolish. It's prophetic. It's the seed of resurrection, and your soul is ready to live again. Not everyone will understand your journey, and they're not supposed to. God didn't give them your vision, He gave it to you. So don't waste time explaining to people who aren't assigned to your purpose. Keep walking, keep trusting, keep building. Noah looked foolish until it started to rain. Joseph looked forgotten until the palace doors opened. David looked insignificant until the crown rested on his head. And you, yes, you, are next in line for favor that won't make sense to those who counted you out. You've been faithful in obscurity. Now God will bring visibility, not for your ego, but for His glory. The platform is not the prize. His presence is. Stay grounded, stay humble. But don't shrink, don't dim. You were made for this, appointed for this. Your name is in rooms you haven't entered yet. Your purpose is attracting provision. Walk with expectation. Heaven has already cleared the path. This is not the end. It's the beginning of something holy, something you couldn't have planned if you tried. The pain you endured was the seed. The healing you embraced was the preparation. Now, the story shifts, not because the enemy stopped attacking, but because you stopped believing his lies. You've decided to rise, to grow, to move forward, even with trembling hands. That's courage, that's faith, and heaven celebrates it. The heavens are not silent, they are singing over you. The angels are watching, the Spirit is stirring, Jesus is near. This chapter will be different, not perfect, but divinely led. Not without conflict, but full of grace. You won't walk alone, you never have. And the same God who got you through before will do it again, exceedingly, abundantly, more than you could ask or imagine. So breathe deep. Stand tall. The best is not a myth. It's a promise, and it starts now. There are days you wake up with heaviness before your feet even touch the ground, and you wonder how much longer you'll have the strength to keep showing up. But even in that tiredness, you do. You get up. You breathe. You carry the weight no one else sees, and heaven sees it all. The strength you think is weakness is actually holy perseverance. God is not disappointed in your weariness. He is proud of your endurance. You don't need to always feel strong to be faithful. Some of the greatest miracles are born not from loud prayers but whispered hope. You've whispered, "God, help me," more times than you can count, and He has. He's held you in moments you didn't even know were dangerous. He's protected your mind when it was close to breaking. He's fought battles around you and within you, and right now He's preparing new strength for the road ahead. There is grace for today, and it's enough. You will rise again. You will smile again. You will feel alive again. Just keep breathing. Keep believing. Keep holding on. Because even the smallest thread of faith is stronger than the thickest chain of fear. There is purpose in your pause. Don't rush through the seasons of stillness. God does some of His deepest work in the silence. When nothing seems to be moving, everything is actually being rearranged. Trust the stillness. It's not empty, it's sacred. It's where roots grow, where identity is clarified, where your voice is refined. You are not losing time, you are being aligned. The dreams God placed in your spirit aren't dead, they're being redefined. When the noise fades and the crowds thin, what remains is the pure voice of your Creator speaking life into you again. Do not despise the quiet. It's holy ground. It's where oil is made. It's where your anointing is increased. Your gifts are being sharpened. Your discernment is being deepened. And your heart is being guarded for what comes next. When the season shifts, you'll be ready. Not because you rushed ahead, but because you stood still and let God work. His pace is perfect. His process is divine. You are not missing out. You are maturing. And that growth will carry you into doors you couldn't have reached without this sacred pause. People may have walked away from you, but God never has. He never looked at your flaws and turned away. He never judged you by your weakest moments. He knows your full story, every chapter, every comma, every tear-stained page, and still calls you worthy. Others see the surface, he sees your soul. He knows the reason behind your silence. He understands the pain behind your smile, and in all of it he stays, faithful, close, unshaken. Let go of the need for everyone to understand you. They weren't designed to carry your calling. Their rejection is not your reflection, it's redirection. You were never meant to fit where you were tolerated. You were created to flourish where you are celebrated, protected, and honored. God will send the right voices, the right friends, the right support when you release the wrong ones. Don't beg to stay where grace has lifted. Elevation often begins with separation, and what feels like loss is actually divine pruning. God removes to make room. Let Him. He knows what you need even when you don't. You don't need to have a perfect past to walk into a powerful future. Grace rewrites stories. It rebuilds ruins. It restores what seemed lost for good. There is nothing you've done that disqualifies you from what God is about to do. Your history doesn't intimidate heaven, it invites it. Because where sin increased, grace increased all the more. You are not damaged goods. You are destiny in motion. Every scar tells a story of survival, of resilience, of redemption. And God specializes in using broken vessels to carry divine glory. You don't need to pretend anymore. You don't need to hide your pain. You just need to bring it to the one who can turn ashes into beauty, mourning into dancing, and brokenness into power. This is not the end. This is not your identity. This is the place where grace meets grit and something holy begins to grow. There's healing in your honesty, there's power in your vulnerability, and there's a miracle waiting in your surrender. Your breakthrough won't look like anyone else's. It won't be predictable. It won't follow formulas, because you were never called to be a copy. You are an original masterpiece. God is doing something tailor-made in your life. That's why the process has felt so strange, so specific, so slow. He's been designing it just for you. The doors that didn't open weren't for you. The opportunities that passed weren't missed. They were misaligned. And the people who left weren't your loss. They were God's protection. He is not a God of confusion. He's a God of clarity. And He's about to bring clarity to the chaos. The pieces are coming together. The pattern is being revealed. And it will be beautiful. More beautiful than you imagined. So don't compare your lane. Stay faithful in your field. Your time is coming. Your light is rising. And your story will shine in a way that draws others back to the author of it all. You are not behind. You are right on heaven's schedule. There is nothing small about your calling. Even if your surroundings feel small, your impact will be mighty. Do not let your current environment limit your future vision. Where you start is not where you'll finish. The same God who found David in the field and brought him to the throne is the God who sees you right now, tending to what looks like little, being faithful in what feels unseen. And yet every small yes is being recorded in heaven. Every act of obedience is building a bridge to your next level. Don't despise small beginnings. They are sacred. They are necessary. They are where humility is forged and wisdom is formed. Your name is being whispered in places of influence. Your work is being multiplied behind the scenes. Keep going. Keep sowing. Your harvest is closer than you think. And when it comes, it will be pressed down, shaken together, and running over. That's the God you serve. A God of overflow. Sometimes the biggest miracle is simply not quitting. You think you haven't made progress, but the fact that you're still here, still trying, still believing, that's progress. That's power. That's proof that grace is real. Heaven honors your consistency. When others gave up, you stayed. When it would have been easier to numb the pain, you faced it. When quitting whispered your name, you answered with perseverance. That's what champions do, not because they never fall, but because they always rise. You are rising. Every day you choose faith over fear, trust over doubt, love over bitterness. You are rising. You are becoming. You are advancing. Not always visibly, but undeniably. And soon, what was once invisible will be undeniable to everyone around you. Your miracle is in motion. Your destiny is unfolding. Don't stop now. You're closer than you've ever been. The clouds are breaking. The light is shining through. You're almost there. You may not feel qualified, but God isn't looking for perfection. He's looking for surrender. You bring the willingness, He brings the power. You bring the broken pieces, He creates a masterpiece. That's the beauty of grace. It fills in every gap. It covers every weakness. It lifts every burden. Stop disqualifying yourself from what God has already appointed you for. You are not too broken. You are not too late. You are not too anything. You are exactly who He called for this moment. And if you'll just keep saying yes, keep showing up, keep trusting even when it hurts, He will use you in ways you never dreamed. This isn't about popularity or performance. This is about purpose. And you have it. You carry it. You live it. Even when you don't feel it, it's there. Divine potential wrapped in human skin. And heaven is backing you with every step. God is not just the God of the beginning. He's the God of the middle. The God who walks with you through the hard parts, the messy chapters, the confusing pauses. He doesn't abandon you once the music stops and the crowd fades. He draws closer. He whispers louder. He leans in when you feel like falling apart. That's who He is, steady, strong, present. He doesn't need perfect conditions to perform miracles. He shows up in the storm. He moves in the midnight. He loves in the low places. And right now, He's holding you, lifting you, speaking new breath into your lungs. You don't have to understand it all. You just have to lean in. Trust the one who never fails. Let go of the fear that says it's over. It's not over. It's just beginning. And the same grace that found you before will carry you forward again. Heaven is not far. It's closer than your breath. And the God who rules it all lives inside you. That means peace is within reach. Joy is not a fantasy. Freedom is possible. You are not bound to your past. You are not locked in your lowest moment. You are walking with the author of resurrection, and He is not finished. Not with your story, not with your growth, not with your healing. So breathe deep. Let hope rise. Let faith rebuild. Let courage find its way back to your chest. This is not the end of your light. It's the return of your fire. The pages ahead are filled with new beginnings. Your name is written in the promises of God, and He never writes a story that ends in defeat. There will come a moment, silent and sudden, when everything you've been praying for will begin to unfold without warning. The pieces you thought were scattered forever will suddenly align. What didn't make sense will start to speak in the language of grace. This moment is not fiction. It is coming. It's forming in the unseen. Heaven is working while you wait, and just because you cannot track it doesn't mean it's not moving. The Spirit of God is weaving miracles in the dark, threading light into your story, rewriting chapters with holy ink. You're not behind. You're in divine preparation. The hidden work is often the holiest work. And when it finally surfaces, it will not be small, it will not be average, it will be exactly what your heart dared to believe for and more. You didn't miss it, you're being aligned for it. Stay in position, stay in peace, and remember, the delay is not denial, it's development. God's not slow, He's intentional. And you, beloved, are still right on time for your divine appointment. You've been asking heaven to speak, and maybe you didn't realize this is how it sounds. Like peace in the middle of chaos, like clarity in the midst of confusion, like stillness in the storm. The voice of God isn't always loud. Sometimes it comes in the whisper between your worries, in the soft pull of your heart to keep going. You've been waiting for a thunderclap, but often it's a breath of hope, a reminder that you are not alone, and you never were. Archangel Michael has stood beside you in silence, shielding you from unseen attacks, raising his sword not for show but for divine protection. You are more guarded than you know. Every moment you felt like quitting but didn't, every time you cried and somehow kept walking, that was grace, and grace still surrounds you. This is your confirmation that God hasn't changed his mind about your future. What he promised, he will perform. The silence wasn't his absence, it was his strategy. He was preparing you, not punishing you. Your spirit is stronger than you give yourself credit for. You've been through storms that should have sunk you, through valleys that should have swallowed your joy, but look at you, still breathing, still believing, still pressing forward. Heaven rejoices over that kind of endurance. This isn't about how loud your faith sounds, but how deep it's grown. Even when your voice shakes, your foundation is firm because it's not built on your ability. It's built on God's reliability. The world honors the loudest, but heaven crowns the most faithful. You are crowned, not with the weight of the world, but with the oil of joy. You are not just surviving, you are sacredly rising. And your rise is holy. It's steady, it's powerful, it's divine. Keep going, keep trusting. Every step forward is a declaration, I am not done. God is not finished. This is not how my story ends. Because it's true, this is just the middle of something glorious. Sometimes it's not about moving forward quickly. It's about standing when everything around you is shaking. There is honor in stillness. There is power in perseverance. And when you've done all you can do, sometimes the bravest act is to keep breathing, keep believing, and not let go of the promises whispered to you in the dark. The fire around you may look fierce, but it will not burn you. It will refine you. It will burn off the fear, the shame, the lies that tried to cling to your identity. And when you come through this, you will not even smell like smoke. That's how complete your healing will be. So don't fear the fire. Walk through it with your eyes fixed on the one who walks beside you. Remember Daniel's friends in the furnace? The fire didn't consume them. Instead, it revealed the presence of God in their midst. The same will be said of you. You will walk through not alone, but surrounded, and you will come out stronger, purer, brighter than ever before. The enemy tried to bury you in silence, hoping the quiet would crush your courage, but instead you became more sensitive to the whisper of heaven. You stopped depending on noise and learned to listen to truth. And that truth says you are not weak for being weary. You are not broken for feeling lost. You are not a failure for not having it all together. You are human, and yet so deeply, so divinely loved. Archangel Michael stands not just to protect you, but to remind you your value was never in your performance. It was always in your identity. You are a child of the Most High. No label, no failure, no lie can erase that truth. You are not fighting for victory, you are fighting from it. It was already purchased, already sealed, already declared. You are rising into a new boldness, a new clarity, a new joy. And though it's quiet now, the trumpet of breakthrough is about to sound. Sometimes God allows what he hates to produce what he loves. The pain you endured wasn't pointless. It carved compassion into your soul. It made space in your heart for others. It gave you eyes to see the unseen battles of those around you. You didn't just survive it, you became softer, wiser, deeper because of it. That's the power of redemption. What was meant to destroy you is now being used to build you. Your scars tell a story, not of defeat, but of divine intervention. You are a walking testimony of what grace can do. Don't be ashamed of your past. It is the foundation of your purpose. God is using every detour, every delay, every closed door. It's all being orchestrated into something holy. What felt like breaking is becoming your breakthrough, and what seemed like the end is turning into the beginning of a beautiful, eternal chapter. Here is your moment of divine reassurance. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. Isaiah 40:31. This is not just a promise, it's a divine reality. Waiting is not wasting, it's preparation. In your waiting, your wings are forming. You are being strengthened for heights you have not yet seen. You will soar, not struggle to survive, but soar into joy, freedom, and divine peace. God doesn't let your strength run out, He renews it. Just like the eagle, you will rise above the storms, not because you avoided them, but because you learned to trust the wind of His Spirit beneath you. That's what this waiting has been for. To renew you, to reframe your sight, to release you into what you were always created for, flight. So rest in the waiting, there's glory in it. You've questioned, why me? And heaven answers, because you carry something the world needs. That ache in your soul is not emptiness. It's the weight of a calling you're still growing into. That discomfort is stretching. It's sacred. It's birthing something new. You weren't made to stay the same. You were made to evolve, to expand, to carry light into dark places. You are not too much. You are not too late. You are not unqualified. You are chosen, anointed, called. There is no mistake in your design. The things you feel too deeply, the world needs that compassion. The way you see what others miss, the world needs that vision. The love you still give after being hurt, the world needs that grace. Stop shrinking. Start shining. You're not here to take up space. You're here to change the atmosphere, and you will. You already are. It's okay to start over. It's okay to rebuild. It's okay to look at what you thought was permanent and say, I'm ready for something new. God is the God of new beginnings. His mercies are new every morning, not because you failed, but because He's always doing something fresh. Don't let regret hold you hostage. Don't let shame be your shadow. Stand in the light. Walk in freedom. Let go of the should-haves and what-ifs. Embrace the now. It's holy. It's healing. It's yours. You're not too far gone. You're not disqualified. You're on the edge of something sacred. The restart may feel small, but it's real. It's holy. And it's enough. Every great move of God begins with a quiet yes. Let today be your yes. You are stepping into a season where peace will feel like your new language, where fear will lose its grip, where laughter will return to your lungs. It won't make sense to those who watched you weep, but that's what makes it a miracle. The shift will be sudden, not because it just happened, but because you finally let go of what you were never meant to carry. This season is not just a blessing, it's a baptism into purpose, into joy, into holy clarity. God has not forgotten you. He has prepared a table in the presence of what tried to destroy you, and now you will eat, you will rest, you will breathe without the weight. Because the storm didn't last forever, but your strength will. You made it, and what's coming next will be filled with beauty you can't yet imagine, but heaven already sees it written on your path.